Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. This month we're talking Persian, and when we talk Persian we have to talk rice. Beautiful long grain basmati rice. Now Persians flavour rice with all sorts of things. Fruit, herbs, legumes. This is one of my favourites because it uses tart little barberries, and it's typically served with chicken. In fact, the whole dish is called Zereshk Polo Barmorg, so Barberry rice with chicken. Interestingly, not chicken with Barberry rice. So let's get our rice started. In with the rice, in with the water. Lots of recipes tell you to wash the rice. I haven't found it's necessary for this style. Later, when we make rice with a tahdig crust, we'll definitely wash it. What I do think is important is a good dose of salt, because that's where our flavour comes from. Now we cook this in a two-step process. We're going to simmer it until most of the water's absorbed. Then we're going to dot it with some butter and just let it steam on the lowest possible heat for a little bit longer. So let me pop this on to simmer and I'll be back. So after 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your pot and your heat source, you can see most of the water's been absorbed. It's ready for stage 2. So once our water's absorbed, we're dotting butter across the top. There's still a bit of moisture in there, but as you could see, there was none on top. So that's what we want. Dot it with some butter, and then a very Persian trick that I love, because we want to make sure all of that moisture gets absorbed. How do we do that? We wrap our lid in a tea towel, so it's absorbing any of that steam. And I find the easiest way to do this is just to thread it through the handle there, because we certainly don't want the ends dangling down and getting near the heat. There we go. It doesn't need to look pretty, we just need to make sure it's completely covered and they're not going to dangle down near the heat source, which they're not. So that goes on back on the stove on the lowest possible setting, and we let it simmer away for another 15 minutes. Then you can turn it off and just leave it. While it's simmering, we've got one more thing to make. So while our rice is finishing steaming, we have a Barberry mixture to make. The lovely thing about this rice is it's actually layered. Some rice, a drizzle of the Barberry mixture, some more rice up in layers. So we're going to melt some butter. Once it's melted, simply add our barberries, a little bit of sugar, because these are quite tart, so we're going for a sweet and sour, and some gorgeous Persian saffron. Let's go to the stove. So once our butter's melted, in with our barberries. Waste not, want not, let's get them all. In with our sugar. Again, make sure we get all of it. And it's not Persian food without some gorgeous Persian saffron. So in with the saffron, and it's soaking water. What a divine colour that is. Make sure you get all of those strands in there. They're too precious to waste. Give it a stir, and we're just going to simmer this for a minute or two until all of that sugar's dissolved and those barberries have just plumped up. That's all we want, then we'll set it aside. So after another 15 minutes, our rice is perfectly cooked and fluffy. You could have just taken it off the heat and left it covered at this stage for half an hour, maybe even a bit more, and it would stay lovely and hot. We're ready to plate it up. If you've made your Barberry mixture ahead of time, you might want to just pop it back on the stove for 10 seconds to make sure it's as liquid as it can be. And now we simply layer some rice. Gorgeous. Every grain completely separated, nice and fluffy, that's how we want it. A drizzle of our Barberry mixture. Look at the colour from that saffron, you'll see it in a moment. So pretty. Some more rice. You can make as many layers as you like. I think for this quantity, probably 3 is good. And we want those barberries to peek through as much as possible. Another good drizzle. Let them spill out around the edges. Very nice. Just mix that up a bit. Give it a bit of a mix, then we get some nice streaks of gold through the rice as well. And the last of our rice, I want to save some Barberry mixture for the top. I think it's going to be nice to finish with that. Now you can serve this alongside your chicken, or you can pop your chicken onto it. Chicken's the most typical dish served with this Barberry rice, but it'll be gorgeous with fish. I think it'll be gorgeous with just about anything. And there we go, another big drizzle. Get all that gorgeous orange from the saffron. Yum, yum, yum. I can't wait to dig in. Okay, Barberry rice. Enjoy.